since day one, like we focus on the vision on how we can build access to women across Indonesia to get access to beauty products, like especially the authentic one. What we believe is in this beauty industry, it's not about like who wins, but it's more like how we can actually enlarge the market, like together with the other stakeholders. That's the focus. You know that you're in it for a bigger purpose. It's not about like the individual in the team, but it's more like how we can work together, and we believe in this vision, and how we can work towards that goal.
I think Sociolla has a huge focus on community through obviously Soko and Beauty Journal. How did you begin building that community back then, and how have you nurtured it for it to get this big so far?
So when we first started Sociolla, first we want to sell like 100% BPOM certified authentic products, but also we want them to get the right product, right? Not only the most authentic or the best product, but also the right one. So we started Beauty Journal back then to learn about beauty, like about the products. That's how Beauty Journal started, and all of the innovation after that, even like Soko and whatever we do with Beauty Journal is always about them. So that's how we build the community. Like they trust us because we try to make sure that everything that we do is relevant to them as well. The difference between like consumer or user with community is it's two-way things, right? With community, like you give them something and they give back to you. And in our case, I think our community give us a lot more. Because like a lot of our innovation, a lot of our communications, and a lot of like the things that we did actually came from them. So with Soko, we actually can understand what is the trend, like what are they looking for, like what is their issue or what is their like skin problem, and with that understanding, we can actually create something more relevant. And since Sociolla started, like the aim is to your friend. Like we don't want to be your like beauty guru or something. We want to be your friend.
Sociolla is definitely my best friend. I read all of the reviews. I don't understand skincare.
It's actually the community that came to us and said that you're our best friend because you're with us 24/7. I can shop online, offline. I can find recommendation. I think how we nurture them is we want to make sure to give them the best selection of products. We want to give them the right information. We want to make them, feel that being in Sociolla community is fun. Not only through the content, but also the experience like shopping within our app, like within the store. We want to make sure that the holistic experience is for them.
Sociolla has opened 48 stores in 28 cities within 3 years. That's like insane, and in the midst of COVID as well. That's crazy. And what was the big push factor for you guys to realize that, okay, I need to make a big push in physical retail?
Well, the way we think about it is we want to reach more of our consumer, and we believe that in beauty, like tangible experience is very important. And it's also come up from the demand of our consumer. Like they've been asking like us to open near their home and stuff like that. It's very important for our consumer to really experience us. Whenever they want to interact with us, it can be anytime, anywhere. So we just launched our omni-channel feature where you can actually shop with us anytime, anywhere, any way you like. For example, like you can just shop from your app and ask it to be shipped to any store that you want. I think that's the key. We want to be 24/7 so they can shop with us anyhow they like.
Oh wow. And obviously you've conquered Indonesia, and then obviously you also mentioned that you had expanded to Vietnam. Can you walk us through the thought process as to why did you pick Vietnam as a market? Why not other markets in Southeast Asia?
We actually just started this expansion in Vietnam mid of 2020, which is during the pandemic. During COVID, right? And so I think the reason behind like Vietnam, it's pretty simple actually. We see there's a potential similar to Indo, like when we first started here. Vietnam is one of the fastest growing beauty and personal care market in Southeast Asia. The beauty industry is higher, I would say. Similar the way there is no retailer or like there's no beauty player that confirms that they can sell 100% authentic product. In Indo, Sociolla has helped like a lot of women like across Indonesia to get access to beauty products and make the experience better. So we want to replicate this in Vietnam. We want to make sure that the consumer, especially the beauty enthusiasts in Vietnam, will get the authentic beauty products, have the best experience. That's a
goal.
Yeah, that's a goal.
And obviously selling to Vietnam versus selling to Indonesians, it's very different. How did you adopt their practices, or how did you adapt Sociolla as a brand to, I guess, make them relate to Sociolla more?
So in essence, it's still the same. Like Sociolla is your bestie, right? It's just like how we can adapt to the trend, we can adapt to their language. Like not only language meaning like Vietnamese language, but it's more like the way they communicate, right? Especially our audience, the image that we want to build there is the same. Like we want to serve them, like the consumer, to get the best beauty experience. What is missing there in terms of category, in terms of like brands, in terms of like, you know, the value. We try to make sure that the consumer will get good products.
Oh wow. Well, I mean, Vietnam is lucky to have you guys. So I think we've spoken about the past, we've spoken about the present, and obviously now we have to move on to the future. So, you know, all of us are dying to know. So Santi, what is next for Sociolla?
Well, you've heard it all, right? Like all of the things that we have is quite a lot. So I think the omni-channel expansion, Vietnam expansion, Lila, and then you know the community as well. That's the focus right now. We spent a lot of years like building the foundation of this ecosystem. Now it's just like how we can expanding it and working on it.
Oh wow. I mean, thank you so much, Santi, for the time today. I'm sure, you know, all of our viewers will be very happy to have heard from you. So thank you so much for the time, and thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, Carissa.
If you have enjoyed our videos so far, please click like and subscribe. We put out new videos every week, and I'm sure you don't want to miss them.